time for combat. After a really intense roleplay scene, it's time for combat. But the Dungeon Master is not telling you to roll initiative. You see no players around you. You are actually alone at the table. What do? Welcome to Creative Contraband.
Welcome to How to Be a Better DM, the show that helps Dungeon Masters tell better stories and run more engaging games. This is Creative Contraband, where we take ideas from elsewhere and smuggle them into our craft to take it one step further. And remember, all of this is brought to you by Session Zero Studios.
Hello! Welcome everyone, fellow GMs and DMs. Very nice to see you again. Today we have a special episode. It might be a little shorter. I am also once again with my support dog, Iggy. Say hi to Iggy. Last time Iggy got a couple highs. You can say hi to Iggy. Iggy loves you all. Today I want to talk about how solo RPGs can help us with self-knowledge, and it can help us find our style and find our strengths. I would bet that most of you have not ever played solo RPGs. They are a niche that's very popular among some people, and I would highly recommend it. It's actually pretty fun. There are many ways, many different types of solo RPGs. There are journaling TTRPGs, there are dungeon crawls, there are choose your own adventure books, and some others sprinkle here and there. But before getting into the topic, I want to let you know that Justin and Tanner and I are professional GMs, among other things. So if you want to play at one of our tables, let us know. You can let us know through the Discord or through Instagram at How to Be a Better DM podcast. So, going back to the topic, solo RPGs are very fun, and they are of course a little different than TTRPGs the way we usually experience them, because we are the DM and we are also the player, and we are the only player. So there are different styles. There are the 4 Against Darkness books that are quite famous, and you control a whole party in those books. And most of the different styles have some kind of procedural generation, dungeon generation. But there are also other types of solo RPGs, like the journaling ones, and probably one of the most famous ones is the 1000-Year-Old Vampire. These journaling games have a structure where you get a prompt, or you choose a prompt from a table. Sometimes you roll a die to see what prompt you get, and from there you start writing. It is very much similar to a creative writing exercise, and for some people that works very, very good. And maybe you find there that your strength as a DM is actually writing or telling a story over having tactical combats, for example. Or maybe after trying some different solo TTRPGs, you find that you like dungeon crawls way more than journaling games. Okay, Doc, that's it for you today. See ya! You like dungeon crawls way more than journaling games, and that's actually kind of where I tend to lean to. When I am alone, I don't actually enjoy the story part too much. But because I have found that I really enjoy role-playing with others, I don't really like sitting down and writing the stories down. The story, for me personally, becomes relevant when we can share it as a group of people. And that is a big piece of self-knowledge for me, because that lets me know that when I write as a DM, when I write a story as a DM, before I bring that story to the players, that is an incomplete story for me. And that made me realize that I am not actually very much of a railroady DM, because I need that player agency to feel that stories actually matter in the end. And the fact that I like dungeon crawls made me realize that I am actually maybe a little bit better than I thought for combat designing. Actually, I am better for solving combat than for designing it, but there is a step in the way, but it's very similar, as you can probably see from the 4 pillars in the game design part, the game design pillar. So I decided being less afraid of combat. At the beginning I was a little bit afraid of combat, and I tended to fudge a lot of rolls when I was DMing, because I was just thinking about what this meant for the story and not really if a character died or not. But it turns out I was missing on a lot there, because combats, well, first, they are very important for some players. Second, they have a huge potential in terms of storytelling within the decisions and the tactical part itself. And third, because winging the combats is a way of unbalancing them. I had them underprepared, and I was too afraid of dealing with the consequences of said combats. I still defend winging part of it or fudging some rolls maybe in one shot, or depending on the situation. For example, when it's the first experience a player will ever have with the tabletop RPGs, and this experience might actually make a difference between him ever playing again or never playing again. Yes, I think I want him to get his satisfying ending, but not always. And my point is, exploring solo TTRPGs, even if you don't like them after trying a couple, will teach you a lot about who you are, about what you enjoy as a player, but also about what you enjoy as a DM. Because in solo TTRPGs, there is no one who will come to save you for your own sake. Your fun only depends on you. And yes, I and many other people, probably you too, enjoy a lot the role-playing of other people. But there is a part that we have to give to the table. We can't just sit there and receive enjoyment, especially we as the dungeon masters or game masters. So I want to encourage you to go over there, find the solo TTRPG. I highly recommend Notorious as your first TTRPG. I promise it's going to be a good first experience, because it is very clear and very well laid out. I actually just played it for 1 or 2 sessions, not more, because I felt like it became a little bit repetitive, but it was amazing as a first experience for a solo TTRPG, and I really enjoyed those 2 first sessions. So that would be my choice number 1. After that, you can decide, okay, maybe this is a little bit too tactical for me, maybe this has too much RNG, I want something more journally. Then you go and try 1000-Year-Old Vampire. If you want something more dungeon crawly, you can go for, if you're like a very crunchy player, I would then go for Kernethalas. Kernethalas is an amazing game, but it's very difficult. The 100 Dungeon is also a very good dungeon crawl, and you can also go for the classics, the 4 Against Darkness books. There you control a whole party, you are not just one character, and it's very good for getting into the world of rolling tables, generating dungeons procedurally, and choosing what to do with a little bit of strategy, a little bit of tactics, but not too much. You can also flesh out a little bit of the personality of the characters, so that's a very good option too. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I hope it is useful in some way. I hope it inspires you in some way. This is something that really changed the way I approach TTRPGs, and I am pretty sure it will for you too. There are actually supplements for D&D, actually for D&D 5e, in case you want to play D&D 5e in a solo way. There are supplements specific for that. There is also just like the Mythic GM emulator that you can use too. But I would really recommend for you to go to a brand new TTRPG that is specifically built for solo roleplay. Because in the end, you can adapt D&D 5e to that, but it's not its strength. And it's okay that it is not its strength. The strength of these games is solo roleplay, because that's what they're made for. So yeah, I hope this helps you. In case you want any other suggestions about games, there are a myriad of YouTube channels that talk about the solo TTRPG thing, and they have many suggestions. You can also, of course, come to me in case you want. And I would suggest the channel of the Sacred Art of Gaming. They have a couple very good videos, and I think you might learn a lot over there. So yeah, that for now. At the end of each episode, I leave you with a word or quote that you might know or not, but that I think can help you enhance your powers as a game master or dungeon master. Today, though, I will not leave you with a word or quote, but with a thought. And it's a thought by David Lynch. Rest in peace. David Lynch, the film director who died a couple years ago, said something really important about the state of mind of artists, and he wanted to fight a little bit of the myth of musicians writing the best music when they are sad and depressed because they miss their lovers, so they write love songs. Yeah, no. I mean, maybe some can, sure. But what he said is that we as artists, how can we make art when we feel bad, when we feel depressed, when we don't want to get out of bed because we are too sad? We can't. And that has happened to me many times in my life. So we can channel sadness, but that doesn't mean we have to be in such a bad place. And I want you to remember that, because there is also a lot of romanticization of sadness and depression, like something you can even try to look for to write your best music, to make your best art, to write your most sentimental stories. No, that's dangerous. So, well, first, if you're struggling with mental health issues, please contact someone, talk to someone. That's very important. And hopefully you can get the help you need. Know that you are valuable, no matter what your brain tells you. And second, try to work on yourself. Take care of your mental health and go out and exercise and spend time with your loved ones. Eat something you really like. Take care of yourself. And the better you feel, the better you will be able to make art. And that includes dungeon mastering and game mastering. The better you feel, the more relaxed you will be at the table. The happier you will feel, the better you will be able to embody the feelings and the emotions that you want to communicate. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Take care of yourselves, and thanks again for being here until the end of the episode. Remember, you can play at my table or at Justin's table or at Tanner's table. Just let us know. You can let us know through the Discord. The link is down here in the description. Or you can let us know through the Instagram at How to Be a Better DM podcast. You can also follow me on my personal Instagram at gamemaster.huff. And whatever you need, our community is amazing. There's lots of good ideas and stuff, Everyone helps each other, so you are very welcome to join. And yeah, remember to tune in for Thursday's episode of How to Be a Better DM, and next Monday for the next Creative Contraband episode. But until then, let's roll initiative.
This is Creative Contraband, brought to you by Session Zero Studios.